It's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to this episode of Q&A with the Coach. And shout out to xmartial.com, makers of fine t-shirts like this, rash guard, spats, shorts, and all kinds of combat sports gear. Use my code Ramsey10 for 10% off everything on their website, xmartial.com. More about them at the end of the Q&A. On with the questions. Our first question comes from our friend Ken Jitsuka, who says, please answer in the next Q&A video. Here we are, I'm doing it. What if Drunken Master Style had an entire league with tournaments that require you to actually be super drunk in order to be allowed to step into the ring? Like the referee has a breathalyzer. Thanks. Okay. In theory, that sounds kind of like a fun idea, but let's talk about reality. There are a number of different martial arts, Chinese martial arts, which Drunken Fist, Drunken Kungfu, etc., where you don't actually get drunk, but it emulates the movements of a drunken fighter, meaning there are feints and fakes where you are moving and dropping, and it seems like you're doing the wrong thing, but it's really just a setup to get your opponent to try to attack where it seems like you're open, and then, surprise, no, I'm not. If you are drunk, you're not going to be able to be a counter fighter like that, and you will not be able to use the methodology behind any form of Drunken Kungfu. So, I think this would be a bad idea, to have an inebriated martial arts tournament. Man, I remember the first time I went to fight professionally. The fight was held at a club, and at this club they served alcohol. I don't drink. But the referee told all of the fighters, if I catch any of you drinking anything with alcohol in it, if you're getting anything from that bar that isn't water or soda pop, you are out of here. You are not competing. And I wondered after that, well, what would it be like if a fighter was fighting inebriated? Would that be any kind of advantage? When, I think it was like the first 2 months I was in China, we had a guy come to my gym, and we were hosting a fight night, just like a local smoker. Anybody who wants to compete can compete. Just amateur fights, boxing, MMA, whatever. And this dude shows up, and he's drunk. And I was reffing the matches, and my business partner was taking care of everything else. And I'm in the fight cage, and he sends in this dude who is drunk, a big dude who is drunk, to fight this dude who's an amateur boxer, who's a pretty good amateur boxer, but much smaller than the larger drunk man. And this large drunk man starts, he's moving a little slow, but he's powerful, he's big, and he is unimpeded by higher forms of judgment, if you will, because alcohol tends to impede our judgment. And the little guy starts landing hits, and the hits aren't registering, because this dude is drunk, he's out of it. Pain isn't registering the same way. The threat of danger and violence and damage are not registering the same way, and he's just eating every punch, which he undoubtedly felt the next day, but he didn't feel at that time, and he just tanks all the damage and walks in there and just starts mollywomping the little dude. And I try to break it up and call it a TKO, and this big dude shoves me out of the way and just tackles the little dude. It's supposed to be a boxing match, and he gets on, he's like, ah, and it was nuts. And I was like, holy crap, he's drunk. As soon as I start to try to separate them, I smell the alcohol on his breath. I didn't know that going into this, and I realized this is a problem. This guy is not responding to the referee's command to stop the fight. I try to tackle him and save the little guy, and this takes work. Man, it takes some work to stop this fight. And I'm like, that was dangerous. That was dangerous to me. That was dangerous to him, because he's taking all this damage that he's not even noticing. And it's dangerous to the other guy. And it's not just a mismatch in size. You can do exhibitions with big guys and little guys if they're both in control of their faculties and they both come to a gentlemanly agreement. Yeah, it's just an exhibition. Let's go light, let's go friendly, but keep it spirited. There are tons of great matches like that. But this was bad, man. This was bad. And so it's a fun idea to talk about. It's not a fun reality. Next question. Our next question comes from user TG5M. We already answered this question on my religion and philosophy channel. So, wait. We're going to answer this question on my religion and philosophy channel. Go check that out. Thank you for watching. Now get out there and train. Do you like the rash guards and shorts that I wear in my YouTube videos? Well, get your own at xmartial.com, and don't forget to use my code Ramsey10 for 10% off your entire purchase. Over the years, I've been offered a lot of sponsorship opportunities on YouTube, and I've turned most of them down, except for xmartial.com for a very specific reason. It is a brand that I use. It's a brand that I trust. They make quality gear. I don't want to sell you crap that takes your attention away from getting out there and training. X Martial is a brand that supports athletes and has from the very beginning. So if you're going to get training gear anyway, it might as well be the good stuff.